it's a juggling act. This is why this is about doing it. You can't do this in theory. You've got to do it and experiment and find that balance between stillness and actually using that stillness to get to know yourself. So in a sense, it's almost like you're disturbing what is something where there's nothing there, where there's just this open, and this what is a physical experience of stillness and bliss also, peaceful contentment. It's that fine balance. And just discussing, say, is the subject that sort of came up a bit this morning, is that we come into a place like this where we battle through the elements to get here and almost didn't get here, but because we want to retreat from the world, and we want to retreat from our daily distractions. Of course we do. We want to let them all go so they're not disturbing us, so that we come to a place of non-distraction, so that we can really focus on ourselves, so we can really become still, so there's nothing to disturb us. And that's what we want, and that's great. That's one of the characteristics of retreats. But also we have to be prepared to work with ourselves, so that when things come up within us, that's an opportunity. If we have an environment where we've taken the roughness, if you like, we've knocked the rough edges off of distraction, we're then left with just the one distraction that we are not going to get away from, however tall the mountain is that we climb, or deep the cave that we go into, or however dense the forest that we may lose ourselves in. There's always one distraction that we will never avoid, and that's ourselves. We will always take ourselves wherever we go. That's the one person we always take with us, and we can't avoid. And then there's our training. That's our training. And for example, like we really, including me, are just really praying that we come in and we don't get distracted. Because we got plenty of those in our lives. And then we end up with a dog that's only a few feet away from us. No cars, no television, no radios, no people, none of these things, all these things. And then we find out there's a dog that's a few feet away, that's yapping away. So what do we do about that? I've come here for peace. I haven't come here to listen to a dog that's just going to mess my weekend up. Now, what are you going to do with that dog? Are you going to make a problem of it? Or are you going to... No, it's not like something you can do about, like, there's a draft coming through the window, which you can shut the window. I mean, that's fine. Or maybe there's somebody in the room who's disturbing everybody else. You can tell them to shut up, which I suspect would be something I'll be doing over the next couple of days. You can sort of deal with that, but things like this, the saying there's aeroplanes going over, or cars going up the road, or horses going up and down, you've got to accept that that's out of your control. It's not something that you can do, but what you can do is make a problem. Or you can use it as an opportunity to get to know yourself. You are given something, you're being offered in your stillness, in your desire to be in control of your environment, to have the environment the way you want it. The universe, if you like, as I often refer to it, the universe will come along and say, you're not going to have your own way. You're not going to control that, your world. I'm going to give you something now, just to show you that, okay, you think you are. Ultimately, you are not in control, and you're not going to have the world the way that you want it. I don't care how much you try to have the world the way you want it to be in your environment. I'm going to make sure that you're not. And I'm going to give you something. I'm going to dump something on you that's for you to do with whatever you want, because you're not going to be able to control it. What are you going to do with it? And that, for us there, with that dog going, we can get into all sorts of scenarios within our mind. Or we can say, well, there you go, this is life, and accept it, and open up to that experience of that dog yapping away and not allowing you to be in that place of stillness that you crave, that you really want to be in, that it's not going to allow you to be in that place. So rather than block it out in some way or develop some great aversion around it, open up, and if you do make aversion around it, look at how you're dealing with that. Look at how you're dealing with that experience that you just have to put up with, and use that opportunity to get to know yourself. See your relationship with yourself and the object. You want to call it a dog, you want to call it barking, whatever. There's you and there's this object that's disturbing you. Have a look at your relationship. Make use of the opportunity. Rather than make a big problem. Well, if you are making a problem, then that's something to look at. And to get to, and to see it as an example, almost certainly as an example of your relationships with other things in your life. And really what it comes down to is that you want things the way that you want them to be. I want the world to be like this. And if it's not like this, I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure that it is like this. And I'm going to get upset, and I'm going to keep doing whatever I need to do to make the world the way that I want it to be. And that then becomes something that can create so much trouble in your life, because at the end you're never going to make the world the way that you want it to be. But there's something inside of us that always wants to be in control. I don't want it to be like this, I want it to be like that. Things have got to be like this, and I'm going to make sure they're going to be like this. How often do we simply accept something without turning it into something, by making a problem out of it, by getting involved? Have a look at that. You can't have the stillness that you were absolutely really wanting. So make use of that distraction that's come along. Don't block it out. I'm not sure how you do that. Stillness, by its nature, is expansiveness, and therefore it would have to come into that field, but it would have to come into the field without it impinging on you in any way. If it doesn't impinge upon you, if you're open to it and know it for what it is, and know yourself, and know that you've managed to go beyond attaching and making an issue, then you can come and you can retain your stillness. But it's not something that you blocked out, not something you turned your back on, but something you've bowed your head, you bowed your ego to. You've given up this person that desires to be in control, that wants it to be like this. You've given that up, you've let it go, you've seen it coming, and you could see what's going to happen if you just indulge with it, if you just allow it to start kicking on. You see it coming, and you just say no, and you leave it and you let it go. Then you can retain your openness and your expansiveness, which will include the dog, and include the car, and include whatever else may come in, and it won't disturb you.